Okay, so once you've got your Phantom 3 Standard out of its box, you'll want to charge the battery first, make sure it's fully charged. You want to charge the controller also so it's fully charged. The battery's connector, when you take a look at it, it plugs in there when you plug it into the power outlet in the wall. The controller for the Phantom 3 Standard has a micro USB port, so you can use most Android or BlackBerry phone chargers with it, which is kind of nice. It comes with a USB cable as well, so you can charge it off of your computer if you'd like. So you're going to take off the little warning labels on each of the motors. These basically say make sure that the propellers are tightened down before flying. And now you're going to take a look at the rotations on your arms for each of these. These propellers are the self-tightening propellers, which means they will only go on to the correct motor. So you can't really mess them up. This one here is the wrong one, so see, you can spin it this way, it won't thread in. You can spin it this way, it won't thread in. If you put it on the right motor, you'll be able to spin it and you'll see it'll get tight. So you want to bring that in and snug it down. And now, silver, are going to go cross corner from each other. So it's going to tighten that one down. And then black. Now these ones spin the other way, so they thread on the other way. So instead of righty-tighty, it's lefty-tighty. And again, black to the other side. Now I'm assuming that you've already done the firmware upgrade, which is in one of my other videos. I'll link to that at the bottom. So you want to make sure that you do that before you put the propellers on, because if you don't, then you could have a mishap where the propellers will start up before you're ready. Next, if you haven't already done this, you're going to want to take off the little gimbal lock, which is right here. So basically it slides out to the side. Pop it out. You'll see that there's already an 8GB card installed in your camera. Now you're going to slide your battery in to the back of the Phantom. Don't turn it on just yet. You're going to want to turn on your controller first, and then you can turn on your Phantom. Now to get connected, I'm going to get on the camera here so you can see. You're going to want to go into your Wi-Fi networks on your Android or your iPhone. You should see the Phantom pop up. So you're going to connect to the Phantom. The password is 12341234 if you haven't already connected. I've already connected. And now you're going to want to launch the DJI Go app on your phone. Once you've got your Phantom 3 connected, you want to go enter camera view. It says USB debugging mode is disabled. Please enable it first. You don't need to do that, so we can go cancel. Alright, so here is the DJI Vision app. You can see if you move the gimbal, you can see real time the video moving. Now I don't know if you can see on mine, but the camera gimbal is not level. It's slightly out of calibration. You can see that there is a slight angle in the video. It won't come through very well on YouTube here, unfortunately, but it's not quite level. So if that happens, you're going to go up to the top right corner. You're going to go into your menu. You're going to go to Gimbal, and you're going to go to Gimbal Auto Calibration, and we're going to try that. So we're going to go back and see it. still hasn't quite gotten itself level. So we're going to go back in here and we're going to go to adjust gimbal roll. There, and you can see that it's much more level, which is exactly what we want. We don't want a gimbal that's slightly off level when you're flying, because that just leads to wonky looking videos. Now, one thing you're going to want to do when you get this set up initially is you're going to go into your settings for your controller. Oh, sorry, no, you want to go to your settings for your drone at the very top there. Maximum altitude. I live in Canada, so I'm going to set this to 90 meters to comply with federal regulations. I'm not going to set a distance limit, however I don't ever recommend going outside of visual range. Even if you can see what the drone sees through the camera, you can't always keep track of what's around you that way. I've turned beginner mode off. This allows you to fly a little bit further than you would otherwise be able to in beginner mode. Beginner mode limits it to 30 meters of distance. Now we're going to go into your advanced settings. And I've already enabled these, but you want to enable multiple flight mode and IOC for some people. Other people don't want IOC. I don't really like IOC very much. I've been flying remote control aircraft for a while. But what IOC does is it keeps it so that if you pull back on the direction stick, so in my case on the right hand stick, it always comes back to you, not necessarily backwards to which way the camera's pointing. I like to have it so I can control it as though I'm inside the drone rather than from a stationary position, so it's up to you. IOC makes it a little bit easier for beginners to fly, but I recommend learning how to fly without IOC in the simulator within the app before you go out flying in real life. Enable the multiple flight mode though is important for most people. What this allows you to do is switch it out of GPS mode into ADI mode using your S1 stick. So this turns it into attitude mode if you put it in the middle position, and it's GPS on the other two positions. So essentially what this allows you to do is put it into ADI mode, which allows it to keep drifting with the wind or drifting in the direction it was moving, which allows for very stable shots in certain situations where you want a nice panning shot and you don't necessarily want it to fight its forward motion every time you let go of the control stick. This is important for a lot of different reasons. Like I said, mostly for panning shots, because if it stops every time you let go of the control stick, it's really hard to keep that smooth motion.